Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So it's been a while, I haven't recorded or uploaded any YouTube channels recently because I was pretty busy recently. And so today I just want to share some cool things about LS Express. So I have a previous YouTube video the name is LS Retail POS Solutions. So in that YouTube video, I kind of briefly demonstrated LS Express. So this is an extension, and for the POS, it's kind of like a simplified POS solution from LS Retail, and it's an extension on the app stores for Business Central. So today I just want to share some cool things about the PrintNode, and actually this video is about LS Express, but I would like, because I already have a video to demo how LS Express works, and so this video I want to demo like how you can print out the receipt from LS Express. And you can see there's a software called the PrintNode. You have to connect the API key to it. So otherwise, when you go to the POS, you try to print the receipt, and you will see like the browser does not have a response. So PrintNode is a solution like which can provide printing from the cloud. Because this is an issue with Business Central Online. Microsoft was trying to, Microsoft didn't come up with a solution for printing from the cloud yet. So even some ISV, like some ISV with the warehouse management system like InsightWorks, their warehouse insights, which you have a barcode scanner, which is a handheld. If you want to print the labels from the handheld, then they're using PrintNode in order to connect to Business Central Online, and then print from the cloud to your physical device. Yeah, so you just need to go to this PrintNode website and you sign up, and then you will create an account. And after that, you can download their software, and basically, and you have this you can download this executable, and then you can install this executable. Then you will have a PrintNode client installed. So when you install it, it will ask you if you want to create a PrintNode as a service. So I don't think you have to check that box. You don't need to set it up as a Windows service. So you don't need to check that box. Just run the regular installation, and then you will see a PrintNode like this, and it's already running, it's already open up. And so as long as you have this client installed on your computer and also on your device, then you should be able to print from the cloud. And another thing is like in order for me, so if for LS Express, I need to get an API key from the PrintNode. So without that API key, then I will having trouble to print my receipt. So you go to your APIs, then you can generate an API key, and then so you put in your password, and it will generate an API key for you. So what you do, you just copy this API key. When you set up LS Express, you paste that API key to this PrintNode API key. Then when you go to your POS, you will be able to print the receipt. That's just do a regular POS transaction. And we don't need to really do a POS transaction. We can just print the last receipt. So once you have that set up, once you have that PrintNode API key set up in your administration of your LS Express, then when you do any transactions, and you can at the end, when you say print receipt or print the slip or invoice, then it will print to the PDF. So don't worry about this. that's my report layout. There's some issues with my report layout on this tenant, so that's why I cannot print. But let's take the invoice as an example. So as long as you have that, then you are able to download this and open this receipt. Otherwise, if you don't have your print node, then you will have trouble. If you don't have that API key set up there, then you will have trouble to print them. You will have trouble to print the last slip or print the last invoice. Okay, so that's one of the cool things I want to share. That PrintNode is used as by most Microsoft partners or ISVs right now to print from the cloud. So another thing I want to share is a feature which is the LS Pay for which is called LS Pay for LS Express, because previously this simplified POS solution LS Express is not integrated with any POS, with any PIN pad from any payment processors. So you have to use a standalone PIN pad which is not integrated with LS Express. What you do when you process the POS transaction, when you generate the total, then you have to enter that total on your PIN pad, pass it to our customer. Then they swipe the card, then process the transaction from the PIN pad. So it's a separate process. It's not like your POS just trigger the PIN pad to show that number, to show that total amount. So it's a separate process. You have to manually enter that total amount on your PIN pad and pass to the customer. So if you have the integration, then when you do the transactions on the POS, so first thing, before you do all those, let me just skip from here. Before you do all those, you have to set up your maybe my browser is not a good example. So actually, it's better like you use Edge, because Microsoft already depleted this Internet Explorer. So we're going for Edge, deprecated. So the Internet Explorer is scrapped by Microsoft, and so we have to log in with, let's say we log in from Edge, then you have to do the setup from the LS Express administration to make sure, so you have this navigate, go to your payment method. So under the subscription, you will see this is a demo company. You will see you have LS Pay, but for the demo company, this will be always turned off. So don't worry about that. So you have to go to your our payment method. From the payment methods, you want to take credit card. You have to make sure you have this checkbox checked, LS Pay payment checkbox checked. Let's go to this. So you just need to turn on this LS Pay payment. On the payment method, you want to take the credit card. Balance account number must have a value in the payment method. It cannot be. Let me see, where's the balance account number? Okay, so my balance account number, okay, I got it. So from here, balance account number, I didn't put a balance account number for this. Okay. So that's fine. So I'm gonna put 11200. Yeah, okay. Payment tender type must be equal to blank. Oh, so that's something else. So that payment tender type is with the charge logic. So there's a conflict from this LS Pay with LS Express with charge logic. So it may not work here. So that's why it's not working. Yeah, so this didn't work in my testing environment because of that. Just if you have this, you also have that. Let me just escape from here. So we have extensions. So in order for this to work, you cannot use the charge logic payment. Okay, so I tested with another tenant. It's not our Business Central tenant, so that LS Pay worked. But because in our tenant we have the charge logic payment installed, so I just need to uninstall this. Because this is in conflict with the LS Express setup for LS Pay. Okay, so after this has been uninstalled, then we can make sure that payment method let's leave. So after this has been uninstalled, then you can go back to your the LS Express administration and make sure that LS Pay is properly set up on the payment method. Okay, so this, even the install of this charge logic payment take quite a while, so this will take some time. Let's just try reopen this to make sure if it's still working. Okay, so let's go to the extensions to see if that installation has been successful or not. So it's still here. Oh, it just gone. Okay, so yeah, it just gone. So the charge logic payment is gone. And if I'm going to the, okay, so because it's gone, so I have to restart my browser. So then we should not see, when we go to the payment methods, we should not see that tender type anymore. So let's go from here. Instead of administrations, you have multiple places to go there. So when we added this tender type, it was saying previously it's saying this, we don't have a balance account for this payment method. So you see, after we uninstall charge logic payment, then that tender type for the credit card, that column is gone. So then we should be able to set up a balance account. Then we should be able to do the testing from here. So now I don't have any error message on this. We don't have any error message on this payment method, credit card payment method anymore. And you can see my LS Pay payment is enabled. As long as you have this. And then another thing, what you can do is, so you see this checkbox is checked for LS Pay payment. Another thing is like you will see on the administration, you have a tab. If you go to actions, you have this tab, LS Pay. Then if I say LS Pay testing is not enabled, would you like to change it? So you have to, so actually previously I enabled it. I just want to show you guys again, I disabled it. I want to enable again. So when you enable it, so right now, LS Pay is in the disabled status, but if I want to enable it, I would say, would you like to change it? I say yes, I want to enable it. So it's telling you it's enabled. Would you like to test again? Would you like to test against the LS Pay app as well? I will say yes, because I have a link. So you need to get your LS Pay, the Windows app for the LS Pay. What you have to do, you have to go to this link. Okay, when you go to this link, then you can select, you can download this LS Pay for LS Express, this Windows app in the Windows Store. Okay, and then so since I already have LS Pay, that Windows app downloaded and installed on my computer, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna set it up as the mock mode. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you how this mock mode works. So there's a few So in the list here, you can see all these payment processors are supported, but you need to find a compatible device to work with it. But here, I'm just gonna do a mock to show you how this LS Pay for Express work. Remember, so my Business Central Online is tenant is in the cloud. So once you have this Windows app, this client installed on your computer, then you should be able to authenticate the transactions then on your computer, the POS transactions. So I'm gonna do another transaction. Then this time I'm gonna select the excuse me. So this time I'm gonna select the payment type with the credit card. So when I select exact card, this amount, I'm gonna click on yes. So now it's asking me, it's trying to connect to my Windows app LS Pay. So Azure is trying to open this. I'll say yes. Then you see my LS Pay app is working on authenticating my user. And then I select my users again. Then I have to give all my consent for the LS Pay app to the permissions is required to access my Business Central. I will say accept. And then I will say yes. So then it's trying to process that payment transaction. Okay. Transaction successful. Then you get returned back to your original page for your POS. Okay, so I was using the same. Okay, so then from there, then you can print out the receipt. So the line was approved, so the transaction was approved by your LS Pay. Would you like to print the merchant receipt? Say yes. Then remember we installed the PrintNode, so then we are able to print our receipt. Okay, so once this is done, then you should be able to open this receipt. Let's just wait for this to finish the process. Okay, so let's say print, finalized. Because remember I told you my receipt has some problem. There's some layout problem, so I cannot really open that from this Business Central tenant. But actually, I can just go to receipt, go to my last invoice, I can print that one. Okay. So then the receipt is open. So this is my invoice for that $56.57. Okay. And because I need to set up a format for my slip to print. So actually I'm using this. So I need to set up a report selection for my slip to print, but because that format was having some issue, that's why it's not printing. But it's not has nothing to do with the authentication of LS Pay. Okay, so this is how the process works. So in this video, I shared with you how to set up the PrintNode in LS Express. So then you can print out your sales invoice or sales receipt. And then I also demonstrated how you can use the LS Pay for LS Express to do the payment of payment authorization for your credit card transactions. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, and I hope to see you guys again next time.